At first, routine was something I created. Same time, same place, same order. I did it quietly, not to control him, but to remove surprises. What I didn't expect was the day he took over. That morning, before I reached for anything, he was already there, sitting beside the Four Paw Friends feeding bowl, not pacing, not vocal, just waiting, not anxious, patient. He looked up once, then sat back down. That's when I realized something important. Routine had stopped being something happening to him. It was something he trusted enough to choose. After eating, he didn't wander. He walked straight back to the Four Paw Friends mat, turned twice, and lay down exactly the way he liked. Paws tucked, body relaxed, no checking the room, no listening for danger. Later, when the house got busy, movement, sound, life, he didn't disappear. He returned to the same spot, the same blanket, the same place that never changed. That's the quiet power of consistency. Four Paw Friends products don't demand attention. They don't excite. They stay. And when things stay the same long enough, fear doesn't have a reason to stay alert. That afternoon, he carried the small Four Paw Friends comfort toy back to the mat and rested his chin on it. Not playing, holding. That's when I knew he wasn't just learning the routine, he was choosing it. Because routine, when it's kind, becomes a form of trust. And trust, once chosen, doesn't need convincing anymore. I noticed it before I understood it. He didn't wait anymore. That morning, instead of watching me move around the room, he stood up first. He walked past the mat, past the blanket, then stopped. He looked back at me, not anxious, not asking, just checking. I followed. He led me to the feeding area and sat beside the Four Paw Friends bowl, tail wrapped neatly around his paws. Calm, certain. That's when it hit me. He wasn't following routine anymore. He was owning it. After eating, he didn't linger. He walked back to the Four Paw Friends mat, stepped onto the blanket, turned once, and lay down. Right in the open. Later, when a new sound came from outside, something that would have sent him hiding before, he lifted his head, paused, then chose to stay. He pressed his paws into the familiar fabric beneath him. Same texture, same scent, anchored. That's the quiet power of consistency. Four Paw Friends products didn't teach him to be brave. They gave him a place stable enough to practice confidence. By the afternoon, something else changed. He carried the small Four Paw Friends comfort toy back to the mat and placed it beside him, not to play, to keep. That's when I realized he wasn't asking where safety was anymore. He knew. And when an animal knows where safety lives, they stop waiting for permission to exist. They begin to lead. It happened quietly, so quietly, I almost missed it. He was resting on the mat, half awake, eyes following the room without tension. Comfortable. Settled. I shifted my position slightly. Nothing dramatic. And then he looked at me. Not long. Not searching. Just a brief glance, eyes meeting mine, before he laid his head back down. That was new. Before, every look was a question. Is this safe? Should I move? This one wasn't. It was acknowledgement. Later, when I stood up to leave the room, he lifted his head again, not to follow, not to worry, just to check. Then he rested his chin back on the Four Paw Friends comfort blanket, paws tucked neatly beneath him. That's when I understood something important. He didn't need reassurance anymore. He knew where safety lived. The mat was still there. The bowl was where it always was. The blanket smelled the same. And I was part of that consistency now. FourPawFriends products didn't replace connection. They supported it. They gave him enough stability to finally notice who was sharing the space with him. That glance wasn't asking for anything. It was saying, I see you, and I'm okay.